This is the dumbest argument that America has ever had, outside of should men be able to play against and beat up women in sports.
You promised to end birthright citizenship on day one. Is that still your plan?
Yeah, we're the only country that has it.
Through an executive action?
We're the only country that has it. We're going to end that because it's ridiculous.
We just have to get to this because this is unbelievable what's going on. You know who is he's at the Supreme Court as we speak, making his case for signing an executive order that ends birthright citizenship in America.
I, a U.S. citizen, am visiting Japan. And what it means is that, if I steal someone's wallet in Japan, the Japanese authorities can arrest me and prosecute me. I'm just on vacation in Japan. I'm still locally owing allegiance.
Let me tell you something that you need to know about Medicare. Most Medicare agents are not working for you. They're working for their commission. That means they'll push whatever plan that pays them more, even if those plans don't fit your needs. And I don't respect that. What I do respect is Chapter. They make sure that you understand all of your options. They don't hide the downside. They don't rush you. They lay out the pros and the cons, then compare every plan to your specific healthcare needs. Because the goal isn't to sell you something. The goal is to get you the right coverage. One Chapter member, Donna, said her advisor walked her through every option, explained everything clearly, and ended up saving her thousands of dollars, and that's not unusual. Chapter often saves people over $1,000 a year on healthcare costs just by helping them enroll in the right plan for their needs. So if you're on Medicare or you're about to be, don't guess and don't let the government or some agent hustle you. Call Chapter at 646-741-4126 for complete Medicare guidance. That's 646-741-4126. This is very simple. You're not a citizen in America? When you give birth to a kid, they're a citizen of the country that you came from. If you're an American citizen, your children are American citizens. It's really that simple. Let's roll the Fox News clip. Roll.
President Trump about to leave the White House. He just got into the motorcade there, the Beast, and he will be going up, I think it's about a mile, maybe not even that much, up from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue up to the Supreme Court. He will be the first president in history to sit and listen to an oral argument. This is about birthright citizenship. On day one of his second term, he signed an executive order that said, this is no more. And it's been going up through the courts, and now today the oral argument will be heard starting at 10 o'clock. This has never happened before.
Yeah, because Donald Trump is a president like never before. Thank God that he exists, because this is asinine. Let's go with the conversation or the argument between John and Ketanji Brown. Roll it.
There's currently a system where, for example, Social Security numbers are generated based on the birth certificate. They say this can still be, for the vast majority of instances, completely transparent. You will still get a...
No, not transparent. I'm just talking about the particulars, because now you say your rule turns on whether the person intended to stay in the United States. And I think Justice Barrett brought this up. So are we bringing pregnant women in for depositions? What are we doing to figure this out?
No, as I pointed out earlier, the executive order turns on lawfulness of status. So if you give birth to a baby in the hospital right now, it gets the birth certificate in the system. There's a computer system.
So there's no opportunity. There's apparently no opportunity then for the person to prove or to say that they actually intended to stay in the United States.
Absolutely not. The opposite is true. Their opportunity to dispute if they think they were wrongly denied, which would only happen in a tiny minority of cases, is directly addressed in that guidance.
After the fact.
Yes.
After their baby has been denied citizenship, then we can go through the process.
Yes. And the way that, I'm summarizing because I'm not an expert in computers, but there's a computer program that currently automatically generates a Social Security number. SSA says, look, a Social Security number, non-citizens can have them if they have work authorization, so it doesn't prove citizenship. We'll give you a Social Security number, provided that the system automatically checks the immigration status of the parents, which there are robust databases for, and then it appears no different to the vast majority of birthing parents.
Thank you.
Birthing parents is kind of weird, but what he's essentially saying is that when you go to the hospital, the status of the parents are checked and verified through a system. And if the status of the parents do not indicate that they're American citizens, when they give birth to a child, that child is not going to be an American citizen. If they feel like that is done incorrectly, they can go and get it fixed. It's that simple. Is there a question if you're an American citizen? No. Most of us, 99.9% of us who are American citizens, there's no question if you're an American citizen or not. You will be in the system as a person who was birthed from another person who's an American citizen. And therefore, your kids will be American citizens. There's no weirdness involved in the situation. To be quite honest, your kid being an American citizen or not as a little bitty baby is irrelevant because they're not going to deport your baby. If you... So you have time to fix it. If somehow in a fluke situation that you were incorrectly, geared in that direction, you can fix it. But these people are stupid and evil because they want illegal aliens. They want to be able to boost the population by having as many illegal aliens to come in this country and give birth as they possibly can. And for black people to be supporting this is stu-headery. Here's another clip from Ketanji Brown. Roll it.
Being born in whatever country you're from. That's what everybody recognizes. But you also have local allegiance when you are on the soil of this other sovereign. And I was thinking, I, a U.S. citizen, am visiting Japan. And what it means is that, if I steal someone's wallet in Japan, the Japanese authorities can arrest me and prosecute me. It's allegiance, meaning can they control you as a matter of law. I can also rely on them if my wallet is stolen to, under Japanese law, go and prosecute the person who has stolen it. So there's this relationship based on, even though I'm a temporary traveler, I'm just on vacation in Japan, I'm still locally owing allegiance in that sense. Is that the right way to think about it? And if so, doesn't that explain why both temporary residents and undocumented people would have that kind of quote-unquote allegiance just by virtue of being in the United States?
That's absolutely right, Justice Jackson. And
I need them to flesh this out a little bit so we have a little bit more of the back and forth when it comes to this citizenship allegiance. I don't know where she's going with this because it makes no sense as it pertains to a kid being a permanent citizen in the United States of America. If you have temporary allegiance, that means that you're temporarily in a place, not in a place in perpetuity. What's happening is that people do not live here. They come here temporarily or they come here illegally, but then when they have a baby, their baby is here permanently. That's not good for the parents, and that's not good for the child. Because if your child is an American citizen, you get deported. You can't do this in any other country either. So you think you're going to go to Japan and have a baby in Japan, and they're going to make him a Japanese citizen? It's tomfoolery. We got a couple more clips that I want to play because I want you guys to hear them kind of go back and forth on this topic. Roll it.
Not subject to any foreign power is pretty straightforward. So let me give you these examples. A boy is born here to an Iranian father who has entered the country illegally. That boy is automatically an Iranian national at birth, and he has a duty to provide military service to the Iranian government. Is he not subject to any foreign power?
not within the meaning of the 1866 Act, Justice Alito. And that's clear from Wong Kim Ark, and it's clear from the debates. What the framers meant by the phrase not subject to any foreign power was referring to the ambassador exception. If it meant what the government contends, basically not a subject of any foreign power, that another country considers you a jus sanguinis citizen, then lawful permanent residents, all foreign nationals.
Well, ordinary public meaning of that would certainly encompass that boy, would it not?
Justice Alito, if you think that the language of the 1866 Act was ambiguous, as Wong Kim Ark says, the shift to the language of the 14th Amendment, which is the operative text, certainly clears up any ambiguity.
Well, what I said about a boy born to an Iranian father is true of children born here to parents who are nationals of other countries. If I'm correct, it's true to a child who's born here to Russian parents. It's true to a child who's born here to Mexican parents. They're automatically citizens or nationals of those countries and have a duty of military service. It sure seems like that makes them subject to a foreign power.
But again, Justice Alito, that would have meant that the children of Irish, Italian, and other immigrants, which Wong Kim Ark refers to and the debate the framers refer to, would not have been citizens either. Because if the only test is whether that US-born child is considered a citizen by another country under their jus sanguinis laws, then no foreign nationals' children would be
Well,
included
in all of
citizenship.
those cases, the parents could be naturalized, and then the children would be derivatively naturalized when the parents were naturalized.
Sound complicated, convoluted, but I think you guys get some of the gist of it. I think the biggest argument here, we all know the truth. The Democrats want as many illegals to come into this country and have as many kids as they can so they can begin to take over. That's what they want. If you're not a citizen, your kids aren't citizens. It's really that simple. That's just how it is. And I think that the government will work it out to where everybody who's been grandfathered in, because they already been here, but everybody knew that's coming in, and you give birth to a child, if you're not a citizen of this country, your kids are not a citizen. The kids should be citizens where the parent has citizenship. It's that simple. And also the black people. Birthright was made in the amendment for black people, because black people were not considered to be human at some point. Black people were not considered to be citizens at some point. And when they were freed, if they were born on this soil, they were American citizens. That was for the betterment and fairness of black people out of slavery. It was for us. It wasn't for illegal aliens coming over here that didn't fight in a war, didn't pick an ounce of cotton, didn't do nothing to build this country in ways that black people did. You don't get to jump on the backs of what Martin Luther King and everybody did because you want a better opportunity now, when black people had hundreds of years of being enslaved in this country. And that was a gesture to say, if you were born here, you are a citizen now, even though you were a slave, or even though your ancestors were slaves. But then y'all black people want to give it up to everybody else. You should be ashamed of yourself with your silly self.